Happy New Year. I know I'm a little bit early, but I'm sitting here, twiddling my thumbs, wondering whether I should go on or not. So I'm on. So I'm going to sit here for a couple of minutes and say hi to everybody, and hopefully people can find me. I just noticed that I had a new subscriber, so thank you very much. It's been a wonderful day. Lots of awesome streams, so much fun, so much talent. I'm assuming people are taking a break. I almost thought about doing that. I get very nervous, and I even messaged Meri and said, "Can I start?" Hi, Sharon. Hi, Rosemary. Happy New Year to you folks. So great to see you. Thanks for showing up a little bit early. I just get a little nervous. Janet, so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a wonderful day with so much interesting talent. Hi, Gillies. I hope that's Jilly. I always get that wrong. Happy New Year to you. Sharon, it's wonderful again to see you. Barbara Clark, Arlene, we're all on the other stream. Okay, all righty. I didn't know, I know that Lori ended a little early, and so I was a little nervous. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Mary Lou, awesome. Thank you. I need all the help I can get. Thank you so much, Janet. Happy New Year. Hi, Carol. No, your other stream, but I am okay. My other stream. Okay, thank you. I probably screwed up, which is nothing new. I still haven't figured out how to schedule ahead. I always get that screwed up. Hi, Cheryl. Happy New Year to you. I'm in Florida, and it's hi, Lori. Loved your doodling. That was so awesome. I love the little squares and you filling them in. That was so cool. It's been super hot here in Florida and no rain, and we've got fireworks going off in the background. It got so bad I had to close up and turn the AC on, and I can't tell you how. Oh, it makes me so mad to have to turn the air conditioning on in December 31st, January. Something's wrong with that. Hi, Dare. You've had rain for 4 days. You're out on Long Island, right? We had this conversation, Janet. I didn't realize you were from the Babylon area. I asked you about that. I worked at the Bank of Babylon, affectionately known as Bob. Worst job I ever had. And I'm sure they've been absorbed by somebody else. Hi, Anastasia and Kimberly. Good to see you. Lisa, awesome. Always great to see you. Am I blurry? I have the most basic webcam. It has no software at all. Janet, that must be one heck of a party that's going on at your place. So happy New Year's to you and the boys and everybody that you're at your home. It's wonderful that you're here. I know it's pretty late for you. Okay, thank you, Janet. As you know, the unveiling of the much awaited Scavenger Hunt 2022 is about to happen in about 2 hours. And I thought that I would work on my cover for the occasion. And hi, Kathleen. Thank you, Miss Allie. Hi, Linda. Brenda, good to see you. And I've decided to do something a little bit different. I've made journals. I mean, I've done the scavenger hunt for a couple of years now. I think I actually won the first year, and I have this lovely journal cover that Janet made. And I can't find last year's. I can't find it anywhere. I only can find 2020's. And it's a typical hi Aunt Beck, hi again. And it's a typical journal. And I came across a, a channel, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. It's called Victoria VECTORIA Design, and they have all of these incredible digi download kits, and then they have tutorials on how to make these journals to use their digi download kits, and they're really cool and a little bit different. And I watched one and I decided I would make that kit, but I wasn't going to buy the digi download because for me, when I print that stuff out, it doesn't come out that well on my printer. And so I just decided to use that process with my own kind of stuff. And I'll show you the first one I made. And again, this was just out of the stuff that I had. And it's pretty interesting. And this is just stuff that I had. And kind of opened like this. And again, this was stuff that I had in my stash. And we always want to use up our stash. And I had this. This was something that I had deconstructed. And you opened it up. And you had all of this that opened up like this and this. And I thought I would start collaging in here. And that closes up like so. And then the middle thing is the same. And this is all Timmy stuff. And you have all these areas. And it would be great for pictures and such. And then the third one is basically the same thing. And so I tried my hand at it. And it was pretty cool. And I enjoyed doing that. And then I came across another one. Hi, Kathy and Linda. Good to see you. PM Studio. It's a little drink of alcohol of your choice. Cheers, Johnny Walker, for the occasion. So anyway, I decided to do another one of their kits that's really not going to be the regular journal. And I thought tonight I would do the cover, but I want to show you. It took her like 2 hours and 20 minutes to put all of this together. And it took me all day. But this is what I'm going to attempt to use as my journal for the scavenger hunt. So it's not your typical scavenger hunt. It's a little, and it's got, this opens, and so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to put the bits and pieces of the scavenger hunt in, but I'm up for the challenge. And it uses those little magnets, and I had so much fun using little magnets. I've never used those before. And I'm going to cover that with some substrate or some painty papers, and then this opens like so. So this is kind of like page 1. I love that sound, click. And then you open it up for page 2, and this opens, and this opens like so, and this is going to open like so. I'm going to have a pocket so I can put more scavenger hunt goodie stuff in there. And I can't wait to, I love the sound. Listen to this. Woo! Whoops. These things are wicked. And then this is page 3. And this opens like so and like so. It's very clever. And of course, she's whipping through this, and she's whipping down, the double-sided tape, and like this is no problem. And this opens up like so. So there's plenty of areas to put the prompts for the scavenger hunt. Well, those that sound great. And then there's pockets in here to put other stuff. And that's page 3. And here's page 4. And page 4 opens up and opens up and opens up and opens up and opens up. So I can just picture, I'm going to obviously combine some of the prompts for the scavenger hunt, which I've done in the past. And that's even a fun part of the whole challenge is to see if you can combine them. So I've got plenty of areas to, do the prompts. And this opens up like so, and I've got this area here. So, and then there. So now I'm going to make the cover. But it was fun, and it's a fun thing to check out their website, VECTORIA Vectoria Designs, and they have all sorts of various journals that they're gorgeous, and this one just caught my eye, and as did the other one. So I'm going to be following, the prompts to I'm going to make the cover tonight, and I've got all sorts of little bits and pieces out, stamps. I've already die cut the letters out, that says Scavenger Hunt 2022, and I'm using what I had for dinner last night as the substrate. And this is going to be the basis for the cover. And I'm just going to use my good old Amazon basic glue stick. I'm almost done with these, and I don't know whether I'm going to order them again, but I bought like a case of the big ones and the little ones, because sometimes the little ones are easier to handle, than the big ones, depending on what you're doing. And I've also been using Yes Paste, but I really think that there's definitely a learning curve with Yes Paste, and Meri is adept to using Yes Paste, and I am on occasion. It obviously is great when you're putting down like collage and glossy pictures. So let me do this like so. And let's see. Take a look. How's everybody doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Arlene, for putting that website in. Yes, thank you so much. And the dead digi kits are very, very intriguing, and when they show you the printouts, they look gorgeous, and it just never looks that good for me. And I actually have a hi Mina. I bought a color laser printer, and hoping for a better result, and it's okay, not great. So this is going in here. I'm sure many of you have made journals like this where you have the spine and such. I know I have. Someone was talking about, Yes Paste is on sale at Walmart. Who knew, right? Who knew? I haven't been to Walmart, probably in a year. I just don't, like many of us, I just don't go out unless I absolutely have to. But I had a very lovely, Christmas I spent with my dear friends up in Cape Canaveral. I went up and spent 2 nights with them. And I met Maura in 2000, so we've known one another for 21 years, which is hard to believe. And she and her husband are from Ireland, and so it's always fun to hang out with them. Okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm using you had to glue two 12 by 12 sheets of scrapbook paper together. And she put the double-sided tape up here. And I'm going to try that too. How we doing? Hi, Joyce. A tub. You got a tub. I have the short bottle. I can't stand champagne. Yeah, a lot of people don't like champagne. I'm not a huge fan. You know, I'm not a huge fan. Hi, Gail. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. I know it's been late and it's been a long day. Actually, I've been awake since the very first stream. Gonna sleep well tonight. You just got some yes paste. Yeah, it's maybe it's just me, but I think there is definitely a learning curve to that. And I don't know whether this is I may have made a mistake here, but we'll find out, won't we, soon? There was a couple of other things. You know, I have that craft and chat room on Thursdays, and I open the room at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's a handful of us that stop by, and it's live where we can see one another and we can talk to one another, and we don't have to type anything into chat. And you don't have to show your face. If you just want to show your hands, you can, or you can change the orientation of your camera and we can see one another. And Deb Farrell is the one that really kind of described it best. She said it was just like an old-fashioned get-together with your neighbors. You know, you got your chores done and you went to your neighbor's house and you kind of sat around in the afternoon and darned socks or knitted or whatever, and you just kind of caught up on the gossip. And the other day there was, I think that's the most we've ever had. There was 10 of us in the chat room. It's a private group, and I have like 2 ridiculously easy questions for you to answer, and then you're in. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had some surprise guests. Hottie Popo stopped in one day, and Shelley from CraftingMamas stopped by one day, but usually it's pretty much the same group. And it's just kind of relaxing. And what I like about it, we can ask one another for advice. And I was very nervous about tonight, and they were laughing at me because I was planning all these different things and, kind of fretting over how tonight would go. And they were reassuring me that it was going to be fine. But I don't know about any of you that stream, and I don't come on live very often, but I get very nervous. And there's so much talent out there, and I always feel, I was enjoying Kathy Arbour when she went through her sketchbook, and I was thinking I should pull out my sketchbook. Oh my Lord, difference. And I know that's okay. I understand that that's okay. I get that. But it just I was kind of laughing inside. And because I try to draw every day. I try to sketch every day. I try to do some art every day. For better or for worse. And my sketchbooks, my sketches and little paintings are scattered all over the place. So it would be really hard. I really should go find them and just take them out of whatever books they're in and kind of put them together in the same kind of, in the same kind of book or something. And that might be interesting. But I mean, there's just so much talent, and it's so much fun to watch process, just people sharing their thought processes and where they start and where they end up. the prompts, the 15 prompts that Eileen basically fed Colleen and Kathy Berg today were amazing, and how their two end products were so different, even though they both heard the exact same words, in the same language, and it was just awesome. It was just the cover of the. You know what? I have it in my little red book. I buy these field notes. I love this company, and their logo is. I don't. I've covered over it. Basically it says I don't write notes down to remember them. I write them down to know them, or something like that. Okay. The size of the cover is. It's going this here is 8 1/4 by 9 1/2, and this is 1 1/2 by 9. The spine. I don't know whether that helps you or not. Yes, the little red book. It's a wonderful company. I actually subscribe to them, so every couple of months I get one of their books. Let's see. Unfortunately, but I fill it up with notes. It's just filled up with, usually it's notes for doing stuff, or stamping or whatever. They came out with my oldest son plays D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and they actually came out with a set of D&D field notebooks that are all set up for you to put your characters and keep track with maps and stuff. So I gave that to him for Christmas. He's been playing Dungeons and Dragons since he was 12, and he's 45. Let me just make sure I've said hi to everybody. I think so. Yeah. And I was sad. We were all sad to hear passing of Clausman for Barb Owen, and yeah, it's been a crappy year. And I could use another word other than crappy for sure, but we've all had those folks in our hearts and prayers for sure. You're supposed to kind of tuck that in, and I've seen people do that, and I'm just folding this, and we're getting there. All right. I'm really psyched about filling this in using this book that I made with the prompts. I'm assuming, and you hate to assume things, because I used to always tell my students, and I would write it on the board, ASSUME, and I would say, if you assume something, you're making an ass out of you and me. And of course they would all giggle. Miss Lahr said ass. Oh my Lord. They got over it. Believe me, they got over it. Supposed to tuck that in like so. Hi, Anastasia. Oh, yeah, check it out. If Ben plays, it's field notes, and they have a whole, and that even comes with these really neat pencils. The pencils are so cool, and I actually, honestly, I stole one of the pencils. It came with 6 pencils, and I figured Dave was never going to miss one of them, so I took one of them. I guess it's in the other room. All right. Okay, I'm going to take now that I've done the gluing, the folding rather, and I'm just gonna, I've been doing this all day and just throwing it over my head, and I've got quite the mess. Well, no, I've cleaned it up, just cleaned up the mess since earlier today. This is a wonderful little thing that Becky was the enabler for this. It's called the Baby Bot, and it's a great glue dispenser, and it kind of works on gravity. It's super cool, and you can fill it with any kind of glue that you want. And it's I got the Baby Bot, but I guess it's used for like people that, you know, gluing wood, like carpenters and obviously and stuff like that. And it's really a very handy dispenser of glue. I honestly, I don't remember what I have in here. Put your own glue in. It's probably, I'm not even sure what I put in there. So I'm going to do this. Yeah. We all good? Well, the fireworks have stopped. Has everyone taken down their Christmas trees, or are they still up? Mine's still up. I will take it down tomorrow. And I just have some lights in one window, very minimal. I understand, Nettie. I understand. It's late. It's been a long day. I hope you had a wonderful day, Nettie. You deserve it. Absolutely. Okay. And now you got to do isn't that pretty? And I'm going to have to put some tape there. So, but that's okay. I can do that. I need a ruler. I can do this. Yes. I got all sorts of great stuff to put on this. Yes. Thank you for thumbs up. And, you know, if you haven't subscribed to my wee little channel, it would be awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. I think I have 400 and some subscribers. And since Meri started the live streams, you know, the second Friday of every month, I've picked up about 20 subscribers over the last year or so. I'm not on very often, and that's my fault. Well, folks, this is kind of sloppy, but I'm going to cover this all up, and you won't even know it when I get done. So I'm going to, said to the girls that I wanted to do a lot of Timmy stuff, because we all have a lot of Timmy stuff, and I didn't use the word stuff. I used another word, but I'm going to start just laying down some. I love Timmy. I love this. This stuff is just great. I'm just going to glue this down. This is almost like tissue paper. It's great stuff. And I'm just going to start gluing. And I have some, what Laurie Marie Jenkins calls underpants. I don't know whether you know that story, but when she said the word underpants, YouTube had an absolute shit fit. And they shut her down, and they said, you can't use the word underpants, you know, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And she was trying to describe to them what she meant by underpants. And so every time she would stream, she wouldn't say underpants, but she would hold up a sign with the word underpants printed on it. And that went on for a while. And finally, YouTube got their, you know, calmed down about her saying the word underpants. And I haven't seen that many, speaking of, weird things on YouTube, I haven't seen that many bots today. And I know, Arlene and Janet are here, and, I'm so grateful that they are here. And I know Meri really wants us to have moderators. And, Meri and I have had this conversation on several occasions about moderators and such. And this new influx of these bots, and they're in my opinion, they're not live people. Somebody's written an algorithm and has decided that, they're just going to, the algorithm is going to search for live streams and then pop these annoying things in there in the middle of someone's stream. And from what I've been able to observe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's usually a name that sounds like it's legit. It sounds like a reasonable name, followed by usually 4 letters, and then a space, and then 4 numbers, and that's it. And the moderators, man, they zap them so fast. It is amazing. I'm a moderator in a couple of channels, and I'm waiting there with my bated breath, hoping that I would just get one. And man, I'm not fast enough. And I guess with the lag, that makes a big difference too. But there's only one stream where there was, it seemed like a live person, not one of the bots. It was a live person that was using some very, very nasty words to describe women. And that was bad. But the moderators zapped that one real quickly too. And I've been talking about, you have to wonder, the algorithms, that's like somebody that's not even, there's somebody that's far, they're not kind of removed. But someone who's a live person writing that stuff is so, well, we all know, we all have the same word for them. They're pathetic and sad, and they need to get a life. But alrighty, we're getting there. How we doing? Welcome back, Judy. They are viewer bots meant to boost. Oh, is that right? Oh my gosh. So a viewer can create one of those so I could make one, Arlene? If I had the know-how, I could actually make one of those. That's interesting. Well, I am a long way from 1,000 viewers, but I guess, well, seems silly. Everything I've been told about YouTube is that even if you're monetized, there's not much money in it unless you have like 1 million subscribers or something like that. And that's usually for the gamers. Usually artists don't end up with those type of subscriptions. Hi, Renee. Are you just coming in, or am I have this little, I didn't do a very good job of tearing out the pages, but I have a little, hello, I have a pocket Chinese dictionary that some student was throwing out. Where I used to teach, we had, I would say, about 15 exchange students from China. And at the end of the year, they would throw out all this good stuff. So I've got Chinese economic textbooks and Chinese, poetry books, because they would have a copy of it in Chinese. And at the end of the year, as most students would do, they would just throw them out. I was always amazed that when the end of the year, the kids would go through their lockers and there'd be unused notebooks, and they would just toss them, just throw them out. They didn't care. Their parents bought that stuff for them. So what did they care? Here are some circles. I made those stamps. I love making foamy stamps. I'm sure many of you have made your own foamy stamps, but those are fun. And A or B. Oh, I like that. Oh, wow. Okay. Art teacher. Awesome. Math teacher. That's cool. Yep. I know that some public schools are struggling to keep those art classes going and music classes going. And I mean, math is never going to go away. I mean, as it shouldn't, but it's hard to keep, art and music going. And those things are so important, in my opinion, to a child's development. Unfortunately, where I work, they thought that was important also. So they had some really exceptional art teachers. They even taught ceramics, and they had a kiln, which I thought was really cool. Well, I got to watch my 10-year-old grandson play hockey yesterday live from Salt Lake City. It was so fun. I had been thinking about buying them a GoPro video camera, and I was basically doing it because I figured it would be a much better viewing experience for me versus them using a cell phone to film his hockey games. So I decided I did some research, and I bought the latest GoPro 10 camera, and my son filmed Reed's hockey games last night, and what a difference. Oh my gosh. Instead of that little square, like, what you get on, a camera, on a phone, an iPhone or whatever, I could see the whole rink, and it was just amazing. It was just so much fun to see him play. I mean, it's still kind of hard, but my daughter-in-law, she asked me, she said, I'm going to put an orange piece of tape across his helmet. And I said, that would be great. And I didn't know whether, that would be not against the rules. Arlene, this is pattern paper that you sent me, so thank you very much. You would think that if that was okay, every kid would have a different color tape across their helmets. But it's hard, And so he had a big orange piece of tape right down the middle of his helmet. And that did make it easier to see him also. But these are little guys. They're 10 years old, so, but it's amazing. And I know Kathy Berg's familiar with hockey. She's got a son that's a really good hockey player. And it's a very fast sport, and it's really hard to follow the game and to follow the puck and all of that. And with it Reed's level of play, they're 10 years old, and it's still pretty fast to me. And they, some of them are skating backwards, but they fall down a lot. And there's these pileups all the time, which is it's funny as long as nobody gets hurt. And all of a sudden you look out on the ice and there's like a whole bunch of bodies, and they're scrambling to get up. Oh, okay. Because you can and a paw swat. Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord. No, the only issue, I mean, they have all these like package things that you can buy that have all of this gear, to strap it on your head and to strap it on your wrist. And I knew that that's not what they needed it for. I just wanted to get the basic. I got him the camera, the tripod, and the all important extra battery. And nowhere, and I read and researched, and as I do, and nowhere, anywhere did it say that you had to have a Sims card. So I didn't get a Sims card. So Richard got the camera, and he said, did you order a Sims card, or does it come with a Sims card? Because if it does, it's not in the package. And I said, no, I didn't. And it turns out that you got to have one of those. Well, why didn't they tell you that? They're very happy to tell you that batteries are not included. Why wouldn't they tell you that the Sims card is not included? Well, fortunately, he was able to go to the local Walmart and get one before the game, so it all worked out in the end. But I found it frustrating. And then I was thinking, well, maybe you only need the Sims card if you want to upload the, you want to upload the video. And he was just streaming live. But it was very easy. There's an app. He downloaded the app onto his phone, and he was, streaming live. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, they lost both games. But the one game they lost 3-2, and Reed scored 2 out of the 3. But the other game, that hurt. They lost 5-0. I felt so sorry for their little goalie. His name is Thomas. Everyone knows Thomas's name. 6 months to figure out what was happening now, I told. This person was taking the money. Use your name? Really? Oh my gosh, Anastasia. What, Arlene? He actually straps one on a female lion, and we can see everything she sees when she runs through the bush, rather. That is so cool. Oh my Lord. I know I've seen, that eye level, it's amazing. And the cameras are really, they're not that big. They're kind of tiny and light and stuff. So that's really kind of neat. But oh my gosh, can you hear that? I don't know, can you hear the fireworks? It's okay, Lily. It's okay. Crazy. Yeah. Fireworks, and we haven't had rain in months. Yeah. Let's have a brush fire, right? So what'd you say? Technology baffles you. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I am very fortunate. I've got two grandsons, and they're far away, but with technology, I see them. We FaceTime every Sunday, and now I get to watch them play hockey, so it's pretty awesome. You did hear that? Yeah, it's kind of loud. Do they shoot off a lot of fireworks up your way, Beth? Up there in northern Florida? Beth is not that far away from me. We are going to get together, girl. We are going to get together, and we're going to meet halfway, and we're going to bring our cameras and a bag full of crafting goodies, and Joe can film us, and we can go live, but we're going to do it. There's no reason why we can't meet, because we are not that far apart from one another. we're very close, and I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think people would enjoy watching us hang out. So we have to do that. Cage Fish used to do that. Cage Fish is in Lakeland, Florida, which is closer to the West Coast. And she would actually reserve a conference room in a local library once a month. This is a couple of years ago. And people would say yay or nay whether they were coming or not. And they would hang out for a Sunday afternoon. Cage Fish, she used to stream on Sunday afternoon for the football widowers, or the football widow, or the football widows, but I love football, but I would hang out and watch football at the same time. Cage Fish is also going to have a scavenger hunt. I don't know whether anybody watched her video, but it's only going to be for a month. Oh, okay, great. Okay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cool. That must have been so awesome. For me, it would have been a little bit, it would have been about 3 hours there and 3 hours back. I'm almost done, folks, and then I'm going to slap some paint on here, and then time is moving slowly. But there was a couple of other things I wanted to share with you. I think we'll have time, but I have been enabled. I mean, any of you that have been around for a while, there's some unbelievable enabling that is going on. And I was going to start out my stream with just a stack of books, of all of the books that I have bought over the years through some of the best enablers out there. Dede and Eileen and Kathy and Colleen and numerous others. And you're watching their streams, and as you're watching their streams, at least I'm watching their stream on an iPad, and I'm ordering something on my computer, all at the same time. And they'll be, almost before they're done talking about the book or the product, I've ordered it, and I'm going to get it like the next day. It's just it's amazing. And last week, I think it was, I've been following a woman by the name of Pam, the Paper Outpost. I just discovered her recently, and I just think she appeals to me. And she does a lot of, obviously, paper outpost. She does an enormous amount of paper crafting, but she does a lot of sewing of paper, which I think is really cool. So I really wanted to do that. And I bought a very inexpensive sewing machine. I think I paid $57.95. You like bar? Yeah. She's hysterical. And she's got her little dog, Sunny. And it's just so funny when she picks up Sunny. And I had this little sewing machine. And, I really kind of abused it. And it was jamming all the time and causing me troubles. And Eileen Lyons said to me, it's get good thread. And I never gave it a thought. I never thought there were good thread, bad thread. And, And she told me that was it Clarkson Coats is like the worst. And of course, that's the thread I was using. So I went and I bought a thread that she had recommended. And that did make a difference. I was shocked that there was a big difference in the quality of the thread. I mean, I didn't know that. But I wanted to be like Pam. So I wanted to get Pam's sewing machine. And she has one of those Amazon like shops type of things. So, and she lists everything. And so on there, she had the sewing machine that she uses. And I clicked on it and it took me to the Amazon site. And it's a Brother sewing machine. And it really wasn't all that expensive. So I ordered it and it arrived. And I unboxed it on Thursday in the chat room, in the chat and craft room with Deb and Becky and JL, and I can't remember who else was there. And I got it together and I got it plugged in and it kept on jamming and doing the same stuff as my 5795 sewing machine was doing. And it was all me. It was all user error. First of all, I was using the wrong bobbin, and because it's bobbin proprietary, needles make a big difference too. Well, I was using the needle that it came loaded with and I hadn't bent it yet. But anyway, and we kind of messed around with it. I don't know whether Deb is here or whether anybody's here from that day, but we messed around with it and all day. And at the end of the day, I had the box and all of the packaging right off on the, next to me on the floor there. And I said to the gals, I don't like it. I'm going to return it. And they looked at me and they go, what do you mean you're going to return it? I said, I don't like it. It's just not what I expected. And, fortunately, Amazon makes it relatively easy for you to return stuff. So I packed it all up and I have until February 1st to return it. I haven't returned it yet because I don't want to go near any of the, someone referred to going out there as going to the zoo. I didn't want to deal with the zoo. I have to take it to a Kohl's to return it. And I didn't want to, bother with that. But yeah, I'm going to return it. It's not broken. It's just, I don't know. It's not what I expected. And hi, Angel. How are you? Happy New Year to you also. All righty. Let's add some color to this. I should probably do all right, let's add some color. Well, let me add some stamps and then I'll add some color over the stamps. These are great. You can go online and go on eBay and you can get a whole bag full of stamps, a couple of hundred of stamps, for about $7, and it's great. It doesn't cost much at all. So that's why I buy my stamps on eBay. And they're so colorful. I even have some stamps from the Third Reich, which is kind of creepy, but a lot of stamps from Magyar, which is Hungary, I do believe. I'm hoping that Janet's going to, I think the plan is she's going to reveal the scavenger list tonight. And I think last year she also sent it out as a Google Doc that we can download. So that's going to be fun. I've been doing a little bit of watercolor. I mean, there's a guy I found by the name of Chris Petrie, and he has something he calls watercolor for the extreme beginner. And I am an extreme beginner. And I've done a little bit of watercoloring. And he's talking about, using very, very reasonably priced watercolors. And he introduced me to a brand of watercolors called Prang, Prang. And I guess Janet said that's a Crayola product. And they are, I know a lot of you have, are watercolorists and have good watercolors. These are what are called semi-moist watercolors. So they're kind of, they're semi-moist. They're kind of glossy looking. And you just, give them a spritz of water. And they're pretty vibrant. The colors are much better, more vibrant than I feel like this. Look, see this? I feel, it reminds me of the scene in A Christmas Story where they're all full of sap. That's what this is like. The Amazon glue is so sticky that it's kind of like you pull stuff off. I love the little journals that Lisa and Tanya made from those paper packs today from the Dollar Tree. Someone said that the Dollar Tree is no longer a dollar store. Is that the new? Hi, Rachel. Happy New Year to you. So happy you could stop by. I know that the Dollar General is never been a dollar store per se, but they said that the dollar store now is going to be $1.25. So what would that be? What is 2 bits? Is 2 bits? What's 2 bits? Is 2 bits 50 cents? Is it going to be 5 bits now? Is a bit a quarter? Is it going to be a 5-bit store? I was trying to figure that out. Well, it really is amazing that they've kept their prices as low as they have for as long as they have. We have one of those. Maybe you have too. We have something called a Five Below. I only went in ours once. I was not impressed at all. It was next to a TJ Maxx. So, and the Dollar Tree store that is in my area is really a lovely, very, very, very nice Dollar Tree store. I am officially gummed up. And I'm going to spread some colors here. And I have them ready here. I got some Tisa acrylics. I was gonna do something on color. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been way over my head. I was going to kind of do some stuff with the color wheel, and I was following a course called Cared December. It's part of the Wanderlust thing that's starting. I subscribe to that. No, that's not good. Aw, come on. Hmm. Ooh. See, now I feel like an artiste. Oh wow, I got gunk all over me. So that's okay. Whoops. That's what baby wipes are for, right? I buy these by the case. Not that I use a lot of them, but they don't go bad, right? So you might as well buy a case of them versus going to the supermarket and buying them every. Let's see. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen a crafter ever say, "Oh, here's my haul from Five Below." All right, let's get a credit card out. LL Bean. This is a funny story. Well, I think it's funny. My niece, who lives in a place called Hondo, Texas. Isn't that a great name? Hondo, Texas. And I think Hondo, Texas is kind of in the San Antonio area. And she's a nurse, anesthetist. And every year she would send me $100 gift card to LL Bean. And I said, Deb, you don't have to do that. I don't need anything. And, why don't you go to Heifer International and buy a family, a couple of chickens and a goat or something, and I don't need anything. And every year I would get the $100 gift card from LL Bean. And every year I would thank her, this is what I've learned, that the most gracious thing you can do when someone gives you something is to say thank you. And you shouldn't say you shouldn't have, you shouldn't, all of this. And this is a conversation I have with Meri a lot, because I know Meri feels, bad when people give her stuff. And I tell Meri all the time, they didn't have to do that. All you have to do is say thank you. That's it. Just say thank you. That's all people, So that was my conversation. I would say thank you. I'd write her a thank you note, or I'd call her and say thank you. And I stopped saying, oh, but you shouldn't. Well, this year, I had found a pair of capris that I had bought with her gift card from last year that I hadn't spent from this year, right? And well, that's from here. No, it's too dry. So I wanted to buy another pair. I had the $100 gift certificate from LL Bean spent. And guess what they did this year? I'm sure you can figure it out. They bought a goat and a couple of chickens. And I thought, okay, that's great. But I thought it was really funny after all this time asking for them to do that they did. And I'm glad they did, because it's more important than me getting another pair of capris, which I can certainly afford myself. All right. How about, I'm trying to do every single layer thing I know of. Thank you. In the meantime, I'm going to test out a theory. Okay. Alcohol fine line with alcohol markers should work in lots of Sharpies. Okay. sketchbooks. Oh, okay. I should check that out. All of these places are really not that far from where I live, but all right. Let's do, I like to make I make a lot of my own stencils out of packaging. We went to Disney, so I made the Disney Mickey ears for my Disney journal. I needed some fish, so I made a fish journal stencil. I like the kind of the Chinese kind of writing, so I made that stencil. I'm going to use that. Yeah, let's use that. This is one that was part of a painting that Kathy Arbour did, and she used the stencil, and I didn't have the stencil, so I made one myself. I like to make random shapes. Yeah, I think those will. You know who does Meri Beth Schuler. She does a lot of makes a lot of stencils, and they're like geometric shapes. So I like to do that too. They're a little sticky. That sounded really good, didn't it? That sticky. Oh, I like that sound. Ooh, this is one I made. I like this one. And that one. I made this one and this one. All right, I think that's probably more than I'm going to be able to use. This poor book is about ready to fall apart. All right. Let's see. Put this over here. And we'll put this here and here. And this is going to be a mess. I'm not very good at spraying. How many of you are good at using sprays? I shy away from them because I am awful at using sprays. But you know what? It's a new year. It's a new time. Why not use a new spray? These are the Seth Apter Zinc dye sprays, and they're pretty cool. But I always end up, I need a spray box, and I don't have one. All right. Bye, Deb. Is it Deb? Who's going? Is it? I'm missing Sally. I'm sad. Tuesday morning. Oh, okay. I missed who's going, but thank you for coming and have a wonderful new year. And my Tuesday morning is still open, but they no longer really carry any craft-made stuff, crafty stuff at all. And every time I go in there, the arts and crafts aisle becomes a half an aisle, a quarter of an aisle, a quarter of one side of an aisle. And every time I go in there, I say to the guy, "Where's the craft stuff?" And he's like a robot. All he ever says is, "We get new stuff in every Thursday." No, you don't. You don't get any art stuff in at all. I used to get some great stuff there and great buys, but not anymore. No, it's all pillows and furniture, and that's about it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. I'm always afraid. I'm always very afraid of this one. It's beating up, isn't it? This is coffee, as they would say in New York. It's coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. No, I'm going to turn this upside down. I took a jitney. Does anybody know what a jitney is? I had this conversation with my friend from Ireland. He didn't know what a jitney was. Anybody familiar with the term jitney? It's like a bus service, and they have a jitney that runs from Southampton, Long Island, to like 42nd Street in downtown Manhattan. And it's a really, really nice, ooh, I like that. It's a really nice bus, you know, very nice bus. And I was visiting my friend out who lives in Southampton, and I was flying out of LaGuardia, and I took the jitney. And when I got on the jitney, there was like a stewardess, but for a bus. I don't know what you call that. I guess a buzzard? No, not a buzzard. A stewardess for a bus. And I'll never forget it. She was walking down the aisle, and she had a really, really thick New York accent. I don't think I have a New York accent, but I guess I do. And she said, "What would you like? Water or juice?" And it just cracked me up. Water. So I had water. And we got a bag of pretzels or something else. And it was a big bag. It wasn't that little shitty ass, excuse my French, that little tiny, whatever they call, the nerve to call a bag of pretzels on an airplane. It was a regular, it was like a regular, good sized bag of pretzels. I was so impressed by that. Doesn't take much to impress me. Water or juice and a bag of pretzels. I was good to go. I'm making quite the mess here. I'm not happy with this. Not really. So let's get out some inks. Let's see. Let's do this. I don't know. Yeah, this is not. I don't know. You know how what's a lot of times when you're doing something and you envision it going one way and it doesn't go that way. That happens to me a lot. I'm not liking the stamps. It's not working for me. That's okay. That's fine. I don't have to. That's okay. Okay. It's all right. We will just move on. And I think I'm going to just dry this real quick. And maybe I'm just going to. It is New Year's Eve, and this is in honor of Meri. A little gold mine, or Meri said that she was going to collect gold, various colors of gold, and I immediately thought of all of the golds, like rose gold. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now that is nothing wrong with it. That's pretty cool. That is nothing wrong with that. Should we give this a little spritz? Get a little running action here. I always forget to do that. You know, those artists, they just whip out the bottle of water and all of a sudden they got drips and all sorts of neat stuff going on. I never think to do that. Wipe that up. Well, that's not interesting. I got to do it this way so you can see the mess I'm making. All right. I'm just going to go like this, and this. All right. This. Give it a spritz. Heat gun alert. I'm telling you, being on for this long is a long time. Joe said, what about rose gold? It jumped up. I missed what rose gold. Well, thank you, Janet. That is so nice of you to say. Oh, it's copper. Okay, yeah. All right. Interesting. My one iPhone was rose gold. And then there's platinum, which is, I guess, white gold. We were talking about this in the stream. I don't know how the conversation came up. We were talking about, I don't know how it got to be. But there were people that were going into parking lots of like large corporations where there'd be hundreds of cars of workers, and they would go in and they would literally have blowtorches, and they would not blowtorches, you blow up the car, that's whatever, but they would remove the catalytic converters from the cars, hundreds of them. And because in the catalytic converter there was a little tiny itty bitty amount of platinum, and that's what the thieves were after. They were taking the mufflers, the mufflers off cars to harvest the platinum. I mean, that's how desperate people can be. All right, I think I'm going to turn this over, and there's some other stuff I probably should do, but I don't want to do that tonight. I will do that. I think I want to maybe do a coat of, I don't know, Mod Podge or something to kind of seal it. But I have stuff picked out for on the inside here, and I want to put that down. Let me put these stencils kind of over here, or over here. This is some of my favorite wrapping paper, and I'm going to put some wrapping paper in here. So talking about the platinum, my son, my oldest son, was part of an invention that was able to develop a process where they didn't have to use platinum in the catalytic converters. And his name is on the patent, but Detroit never picked up the patent. So, but it was pretty exciting for his name to be on the patent. Detroit would be able to create a catalytic converter without platinum. But really, copper. Well, there's another, yeah. Well, they used to strip all the copper out of like the tenement buildings back in the day. Oh man, that's huge. Copper line gutters in daylight. That's pretty gutsy. We had them serviced. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. That's right, Rachel. In broad daylight. In broad daylight. We had to. Wow. Yeah, that's true, Shelley. Yeah, there are cameras everywhere. Everywhere. See, in East Tennessee, you can't junk used copper without a. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, that's a good preventative thing. So you can't just show up and say, will you buy this, copper? You've got to show that, you have, the right to have that copper that you've done. Yeah. That's interesting. But that's got to be pretty bad when they get to a point where they have to license somebody to be able to officially, sell copper, used copper. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm just reading here in Maryland, they are still. Yeah. Well, they're after the platinum. There's still platinum in them. Not very much, but platinum is worth a lot of money. And it may take them, I don't know, a couple of hundred cars to get an ounce of platinum, but that's, and they usually go into large, like parking lots of factories where they know no one's going to be out. It's not like in a Walnut, a Walmart parking lot. Let's see, they work hard for stupid stuff when they could work hard at something constructive. They don't want to make license plates in prisons. Well, and speaking of license plates in prisons, I think that New Hampshire's prisoners that have to make their license plates is a double whammy because the logo of New Hampshire is live free or die. And those guys are stamping out those license plates that say live free or die. How do you like that? Is that not awesome wrapping paper? I love this wrapping paper. And I thought this would be perfect for the inside of this journal. I don't know. I just thought it would. It suits me. I have my Converse. I don't have high tops, but I have this. I've got the low top Converse. And they're sage color, sage. Yeah, I've had this for a long time. When I saw it, I don't even know where I bought it. I just had to have it because I just love Converse. I used to wear them to school until I was literally kind of told that was not appropriate footwear for faculty. But of course, they didn't talk to me directly. As administrators at schools never talk to you directly. They have a blanket statement, and they just made a statement about faculty apparel, and sneakers was not allowed. I mean, they could have said to me, "Hey, Ann, you shouldn't be wearing those because that's not very professional." But yeah, they got to kind of chastise everybody. That was one thing that annoyed the hell out of me as a teacher. Excuse me, but there'd be one teacher that was screwing up all the time. There'd be one teacher, and everybody knew that this teacher was was the one that was messing up, right? But that we all had to be spoken to, even though we all knew that it wasn't us, and the administration wouldn't have enough guts to call that one teacher in and sit him down and say, hey, this is not, you can't do that. We all had to be spoken to. I thought that was always an interesting. I don't know if there's any other teachers out here that have ever experienced that, but that was something that annoyed me. There was a let's see, sadly, system makes it easier. Yeah. And, yeah. You're right. And, you got to have some savvy. You can't be a blithering idiot to be a scammer. You got to have some smarts, and it's just too bad that smarts is not being used in a constructive manner. I guess there's always people that feel that there's an easier way of doing it. It's like, get rich quick. If it's too good to be true, that's what it is. It's too good to be true. This happened a couple of weeks ago. Allie's not in here, but it happened maybe a month or so ago. My Facebook thing was compromised, I guess is the word I want to use, is compromised. And Allie got an email or a message in Facebook, and it had my picture. It had my that, I'm pointing to the thing, but my little picture that's on my Facebook thing. And it was basically from an attorney named Meri L. Smith, implying that I was recommending a Meri L. Smith. And Meri L. Smith was a worked for a government organization, and they spelled organization with an S, which is the Europe way or English way of spelling it. And that Allie was entitled to $150,000. Yeah, right. Okay, you're here, Allie. You know what I'm talking about. And they had my picture, right? And, geez. And of course, it wasn't true. When you reported her, I reported her. So. And there was a picture of her, and she had like a judge robe on, looking all official. I'm thinking, no. And I thought I was going to have to, get rid of my whole account and everything. And Becky said I didn't have to, and Violet actually told us that you can go in. I didn't even realize you can go into I'm sure you all know this. I didn't. You can go into your Facebook profile, and you can change who can see your friends. And of course, if you go in there, and it's marked it's marked that everybody can see who your friends are, and it's automatically set like, but there's a little radio button that you can click that says nobody can see who your friends are. And so that's what I set mine at. No one needs to know who my friends are. But I didn't know. And those type of settings are all, I think, automatically set to, everybody can see them. And then you got to go in and do the fine adjustments, or the fine tuning, I guess. But Allie, you reported her, and No, I know. Thank goodness you didn't. And that's, and I know, how many of you ever had that you're, minding your own business and you're on your computer and all of a sudden you, I don't know, you click on something and all of a sudden you got these flashing lights and flashing things saying you have been compromised, you have been compromised, and don't try to turn your computer off, call this number. And it scares the living bejeebies out of you. Don't try to turn your computer off. That happened to me, I guess, once, twice, and and then of course it turns out to be another scam. I guess this time of year is really bad. Yeah, you're right, Arlene. They set the default. I didn't realize that they now I know that's something you need to check periodically to make sure that that's not set on public, that everybody. And the other thing also, every time there's like an update on a phone, like an Apple phone or something, you got to go in and reset a lot of those settings. There's two guys that I follow, and of course I can't remember their names. And I think it's Play It Forward, not Pay It Forward, but Play It Forward. But they'll go on and say, these are, go into your phone and you need to turn this off or turn that off or turn this on. And one of the things is that a lot of times, we're not aware, but if you don't go in and turn it off, they're tracking you. Apple's tracking you, and they're saying they don't need to know, where you're shopping or where you are. Turn it off. And they give you all these things. And they open their phone and they actually go through it, and you can actually see them. So you can actually see what to turn off, which that's what I like. You can actually see which toggle switches to turn off. And it's amazing, most of those things that are meant to track you are automatically set on. And you have to physically be, that's the buyer beware. I guess we're all responsible for our own protection, I guess, right? And what do you think? I think that looks pretty good. Now the question is, what to glue it down with. That's my problem. I don't know whether this is going to work or not. Oh my gosh. I can actually open this. Ooh, can you see that? Well, I think that's probably my best bet. Some wet stuff. Boy, it's amazing how small the workspace gets as we work, right? It's just kind of sinks in, gets in, creeps in on you, gets smaller and smaller. Yep. Okay, Debbie. I have heard of companies actually paying the ransom. I've heard of that. Yep. All right, well, I'm going to use some of this. Oh, it just looks like that paste that we used to get when we were in school. Do you remember that? At art, and they'd have that peppermint pasty stuff. And in my school, they would have it's a little hoop. They actually had torn pieces of like paper towels, and they would tear off a little, like a square of paper towel, and then they would put a dab of that peppermint smelling glue, and they would, and all they kept on saying is, don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it. Because, man, it smelled so good. And this is, oh man, this is a disaster. What did I do? Oh, Lordy, Lordy, that's not working. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Wow, what the heck? Holy moly. Holy, I could be saying something really. Lordy, but Gordy, what a freaking. Holy moly, what the heck is. Well, that's not working, folks. No, look at that. I know it didn't look that healthy in the thing, but I didn't think it was that bad. All right. Plan B. Wonder why they don't make that paste smell like old sneakers. Smelly socks. Yeah. Well, do you remember what I'm talking about? I'll get a credit card. Yeah, it's like really. It's like, yeah, I what a. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's all right. We'll use some of this. This stuff is. Well. If worse comes to worse, start all over again. It's only paper, right? I've got plenty of wrapping paper. I'd have to eat another pizza, though, which is not the worst thing. But this stuff is wicked good, but it smells too. All right. There. Ta-da! Like new, right? I don't even know what I do with that. Probably throw it out. But this is one of those official thingies from the Dreambox thing. You get all these. Oh God, that's disgusting. Well, it's not disgusting. It's just. Put that over. That's what we do, right? When we get done crafting, we have a mess to clean up. We've all been there. Some of you more than others. That was Mod Podge. Obviously, it's old Mod Podge. Yeah, you're right. Can't go wrong with that. That's what Pam uses. And I use a little, I glued this pin inside the cap. So I got a little pinny that works. All right, that's okay. That's cool. I mean, it's kind of sticking up here. But we can take this. Do I have enough glue, folks? Do I have enough glue? Are you impressed with my glue collection? I've got Amazon, and I have this Bear glue, which I think is an odd name, isn't it? Barely Art. with a little bear on it. Never gonna have too much glue, right? But the that Fabutac is good stuff. It's expensive, but it's good. But you know what? Get what you pay for. All right. I don't want to. Well, the fireworks again. Come on, guys. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so I can't imagine what it's going to sound like at midnight. I live in an old fart community, so it means the old farts are out there having fun, or it's their kids visiting them, because only old people live here, except me, of course. I'm not old. I always think of the other people as old. I got dinner to go a couple of weeks ago. I had my friends coming for dinner, and we have a restaurant. It's called it's called the At Ease Club, because this is a military retirement community. Everybody in here has to be retired military, retired officers. I'm not. My father was, and I was legacied in because I lived here. So the restaurant club is called the At Ease Club. So I had ordered 3 Caesar salad, 7 Caesar salad dinners, French fries to go. And I arranged to pick it up at 5 o'clock, right? And my company was coming at 5:15. And, I had the table all set, the wine chilled, we were all ready to go, and I went up to the club to pick it up. And I'm sitting out in the lobby where they have the to-go table, because a lot of older people get dinners to go. And there's a minimum that we have to spend, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting there, and the manager comes out, and she goes, "What are you doing here?" She says, I brought your dinner out a while ago. And I said, there's been nothing on that table since I've been here. And now it's like, I don't know, 5 after 5 or 5. I'm getting a little nervous. My company's coming. And it turned out an elderly, senile gentleman. I found out his name was Mr. Wells. Walked off with my 3 dinners. Didn't know, I guess. He never called. You would think, obviously, if you got home and you had 3 Caesar salads with 3 big pieces of grilled salmon and a dinner for 3, that you might notice that something was not right. And then they said, "Oh, we know who that was." And I got Mr. Wells. Oh, yeah, Mr. Wells. And I said, "Oh, my God." So I said, "Do you want me to go home and come back?" And they said, No, we can get it ready. It won't take us long to cook the salmon and blah, blah, blah. So I waited. And when I got home, they had included three orders of soup. I didn't order soup. Their soup is awful. I have a real issue. The food is not really good, and it doesn't have to be, right? It's a captive audience, but that's another story. I don't want to bore you with but anyway. So I called them. I said, "Hey, they sent me home with 3 soups, and I did not order any soup. Soup is awful. I don't know how you can make such bad soup." I didn't say that. And they said, "Okay, we'll make sure that that's not on your bill." Better not be. It was a beef barley soup that hardly had any barley in it. Big chunks of carrots. Hardly any beef. And I tasted the beef. It had no flavor at all. None. Nothing at all. It was like, how do you screw that up? All right. So I hope Mr. Wells enjoyed my salmon dinners. Fortunately, my company was late and it all worked out in the end. We ended up having a lovely evening, but I was a little upset. How we doing out in Chatland? I haven't done a really good job. Are the dogs here? Yeah. Peggy's here. Your mom makes awful soup. Stay home and well, yeah. That would not have been a bad idea. All right, now. You ready for the next drama? The next bit of business is to insert this into here. And let's see. I think they glued it. I'm going to sew it. Just a couple of stitches here and there, right? I feel a lot better sewing it. But what I really want to do is, what time is it? Okay. Before I sew it, what I want to do is I made all the letters for the scavenger hunt thing. I haven't had any of my scotch. Sorry, excuse me. I think Janet drinks scotch, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think Janet drinks Johnny Walker. I think she's a Dewar's. Are you a Dewar's or Meek? Or a better? Oh, maybe Janet's. All right. I have all these letters here that I have. That would be funny. I should just glue the letters down like that. I mean, just glue them down random. That would be kind of funny, don't you think? I think that would be funny. I don't think you're going to be able to see that, unfortunately. All right, I got another problem here. All right, I guess I will. You're not going to be able to see that. So I need to put something behind that. That's not going to look good. I'll have to come up with something. Got to come up with plan B. Maybe a swath of gesso paint or something. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Because these are those really neat. These are those die cut. And they're really cool looking, but you're not going to be able to see them on that. So, ransoms. Yeah, they may be. Yep. They usually are. They have been for the last couple of things. All right, I'm not going to do that. I got about 15 minutes. And you know what? I can easily stitch this on in 15 minutes because I'm pretty good at that. So we will do that. All right. Bear with me, folks. And then I'll find something. I'll have to figure out something to put something behind it or something. I'm just going to do a basic 3-hole. Bing, 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 bing. Whoop, got my awl. And we're just going to eyeball that. Stick that about there. Oh, I do that every time. Doesn't that hurt? Man, that hurts when you do that. Right? Okay. Okay. This is going to be a journal that's going to have a very special place in my heart and soul because I've spent all day on this. Stick that there. I have needles and threads right here. That one's way too big. So I am use this one. How's that? That's a good one. And I need thread. Okay. This thread's probably, they always go like 1 and 2 and 3, and then you end up with way too much. How we doing? Just need to do this. Well, it's already January 1st in Meri, England. Okay. Oop. Let's see. Am I going to get this done? I am. Come on. I should have, coulda, but I didn't. I should have used the crocodile and punched big holes. Do not fear. Here is the hole. It's right there, Annie Belly. I can't see. All right. There it is, right? And there it is. Aha. All right. I went the wrong way. Oh, stupid. Oh, God. Pressure's on now. I'm sorry, guys. Gotta go this way. Or at least I do. I'm probably could have done it the other way. I'm just used to doing it this way and grabbing hold of this. Maybe. Thank you guys for spending part of your New Year's Eve with me. I am wishing a better year for all of us because as far as I'm concerned, this has been probably one of the suckiest years ever for so many of us. So many losses. And it'll be better, right? It'll be better. Hoping everybody can be well, stay well. If you're sick, get well. If you're not sick, stay well. Be careful. That's what they used to say on the Hill Street Blues TV show. I don't know if anybody ever watched that. It was a great cop show. They would always say, they would have that talk with the cops at the beginning, and they would always say, be safe out there. Well, Oh, I got 10 minutes. I'm good. Just come on. You're probably thinking, oh, Ann, you are such an idiot. Mm-hmm. Come on. I'm sorry, folks. I punched that all the way through. I know I did. Mm-hmm. There it is. I can't tell you how many times I've made these journals. I've got a stack of them over there, and I can do this 3-stitch doohickey thing with my eyes closed. But tonight, do you think that could happen? No, of course not. All right. Getting there. And now I'm just going to bring this up here. It's probably going to be another nightmare here. All right, let's go here. Ugh. I don't care. I don't care. All right. There we go. We got it. I got it. I got it. I got it with, oh my gosh. Look at all that time left over. Ta-da! All right. Well, it could be better, and it could be worse. I'll get a... I like it. It's got character. I like this the best. And you know what this has got? I've never worked with magnets before. And I love the sound of the magnets. Sound of the magnets. Woo-hoo. See? Look how much of this I have left over. All right, do a thingy. All right, guys. I know it's only 11:23, and you guys have been awesome hanging out with me. And I hope it hasn't been too painful for you. It's been a great experience. And you know, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know, you might please consider that. I'm not on that much. I'm trying. I want to be on. I'm ready to go to the can in a hurry. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. When you get back, Janet, go, I'm back. And that would be great. I'd like to make more of an effort to be on more often. But honestly, you know, I don't feel I have much to offer. I mean, I know that's silly, but one of the things I was thinking of doing, I was thinking of taking Somerset Studio magazine and kind of saying, like, I would call it Somerset Studio or hacking Somerset Studio. And my goal would be to go through the Somerset Studio magazine, right? And attempt to make the things that appear in the magazine. And even if I don't have the actual things, all the things that you need to make one of their projects, that I would come up with a substitute in order to make that project. And I do that all the time. Like I see something that calls for a stencil and I don't have the stencil, I will, you know, make my own stencil. So I kind of do that a lot. And I think that would be a fun challenge. to, to try to replicate many of those projects that they have in Somerset Studio, and try to make do with what I have. Again, we're all talking about using our stash, and I have it I've got so much stuff, as we all do, and I've only been at this a couple of years. I'm relatively new to crafting, and but I think it would be fun to try to, make do and substitute stuff with what you had on hand. Same to you, Becky. And give my best to the boys and the cats, the kitties, Scott, Greg, and Howie, and Tippy, and Sally, and I know there's a whole bunch more that I can't think of. But thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, if you want to join, I mean, Janet's been in our little crafty chat room, and we just hang out. And on this past Thursday, we attempted to do origami, and poor Becky was so patient and tried to get us to make a heart and a star. I managed to make the heart. Mary's heart turned out to looked like a fox, and the star was, forget it. That was just not happening. I ended up drawing a star that ended up looking like the character on SpongeBob pants. So whatever. So I'm hoping that the Janet should be almost ready. So probably going to stay up and see. I don't even know. Do they even drop the ball anymore? Someone said it's digital. I miss the good old days with Dick Clark, and then, all those people out there, and it would be like, 22 degrees and all those bodies. I went once, and that was enough for me. I had gone to a New York Knicks, Boston Celtic, New York Knicks basketball game, and then we walked over to Times Square. We just stayed on the fringe. You're ready. Thank you, everybody. And Janet's going to have the big reveal, and I can't wait. So thank you again for being here. I so appreciate it. Thank you, Mary. And again, have a wonderful new year. Hopefully it's healthy and better. Bye, all.